All right, let's get into it. Here's the hot topic for the day. Kenosha riots. The Wisconsin governor declares a state of emergency and boosts a National Guard presence because Tony Evers, he's the governor over there. He declared that state of emergency. And following now 2 nights of riots in Kenosha and Madison in the wake of a police-involved shooting of an African-American man. Yeah, so here's what... Have you guys ever heard this? I bet you said you haven't heard this yet.
I saw it this morning.
Okay, so Jacob Blake, all right, is the one in question here of the... He's, I think he's still alive.
Yeah.
As far as... is that accurate?
I know he had children in the backseat of the vehicle.
The last I read is that he survived and he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything yet about that, but he was named by the governor as the man who was shot, seriously wounded by the Kenosha police officer, close range. Pretty graphic scene was captured on video. So the 29-year-old, all right, was let's see, do I have the video here? The Wisconsin police officer fired 7 shots that appeared to be directed at extremely close range into Blake's back, and Blake then bent into his car. The graphic video shows this was on August 23rd.
Yeah, it was Sunday evening.
All right, and it appears that but here's the thing. The what happened before, because we only saw the one piece of the video. Let me pull up the other video. Oh, why do we got Intern Shane as the big camera? What the hell's going on here? Sorry, Intern Shane. Look at him go. Look at him go. Let me let's pull up the display camera here. All right, let's go to the inbox. See what we got. All right. Sorry for my lack of preparedness today. It's one of those days.
I don't think you can ever actually be prepared for something like this.
I hear you, Natasha, but I like to look at the entire video before, because I've been burned way too many times.
Yeah.
Because I saw finally the full body camera of what happened in Minneapolis, and it made me rethink a few things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I get it. Mainstream media, they want outrage, they want emotion, they want anger, they want views. They want you tuned in at all times.
When I was younger, a few years ago, an officer got decommissioned and fired because of me, because my hands were behind my back. He ripped my ear off.
Here, hold that story. We'll get into that story. Let's just keep the focus on this, but I'll bring that back up. All right, so here's part of the video. All right, where are you? Let me scroll down. It wasn't the edited one. I got the first part of the video that's not being shown.
Well,
did they take that video down?
They might have, due to evidence.
Evidence?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're going to show riots and they're going to show other things, but
Why would they take this down?
due to evidence. Hold on, go back.
No, okay, here's the beginning part.
Yeah,
Okay? Here we go. Take a look at this. This is, because what I saw was the video from this video right here.
Oh.
There's Blake. Okay. We got pretty crappy service today. All right.
It's horrible. I don't care.
So, okay. So you see this guy going into his car, right?
He just went
And the cops, okay?
Well, they say that he was reaching for something underneath the seat.
He was walking calmly.
All right. Well, here, let's take a video of the other side before the shooting.
Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Come here, TJ! TJ! You a bogus bitch! This bitch is bogus!
So there's the altercation. From what I understand, the officers were called for a disturbance there. And when they get there, there is the guy had multiple warrants out for himself. Okay, according to Wisconsin, the circuit court there, The what is the warrants here? I don't want to get this wrong. The neighbor was even saying that he was tased prior to.
Tay should have been enough.
Well, if the guy gets tased and he gets up from there and he's resisting arrest because
They didn't show him.
he knows
They
he's.
showed him going into a vehicle.
Yeah, no, but did you see this part? That's what I'm saying, Natasha. This is interesting. This is all everything. This is the one side of the car here. See the cops right there?
But it doesn't help when you have so many people screaming and yelling.
Listen, my question is this: okay, if they did tase him like the neighbor said, and he's down, now he gets up, and he's walking away from the cops, going into the car.
But he could have been a diabetic.
Why is he? What does that make an excuse?
My,
You know, if
the
he's
time that happened to me, my sugar level was 46.
okay, so why would you get up and walk away?
I didn't mean to get up. Your mind is the first thing to go.
Well, nonetheless, I'm just saying, with looking at this, knowing that when the cops arrive, they find out that there's a warrant for his arrest for some pretty nasty charges here,
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing on the charges.
and he gets there. I'm just trying to put myself there.
Why hadn't they detained him at this point? Why are there handcuffs on him at this
Exactly.
point?
Exactly.
Right. Well, if
This
there,
is the first I've seen of
Because
any of this.
you don't understand what I am. You can look at me and you might think
here, no, you got to
I'm-
get close to that mic, though, Natasha.
You might think that I'm any race. You might think I'm white. You might think I'm Native American. You might think I'm a Spaniel. You might think I'm black. I don't honestly care. But what happened to me should have never happened. I had one prior when I was 18 years old for a small assault charge.
Hold on, Natasha. No, we're not on that story yet. We're getting to
But
yours. We're getting to yours.
I can completely understand why there's so much chaos. There's so much noise. There's so much that the officers are not trained.
Well, what if the guy? Okay, how do you know the officers aren't trained?
They're not.
How do you know these officers
They're
aren't
not,
trained?
because
You
if
don't
they-
know that, though.
If they were, how many years were these guys?
You,
in the
you don't
force?
know. You don't know what their training
It's
is.
in the clip. It's in the clip on each officer and how many years they have been on the force.
Okay, so what? Now, okay, these cops, obviously, if the neighbor's correct and they
So
brought
why
out the
didn't they hurt
taser,
anybody else? They didn't
Okay.
see those people as a threat.
this
They
was
only
the guy.
saw that guy.
What I'm getting is that this was the guy that they were trying to arrest because of the warrants. All right?
Yeah, but the other people aren't a threat. The ones screaming and yelling and
No, the one with the
throwing
warrant.
stuff?
Bay,
I have no comment until I see the whole video.
in the whole video.
From both sides.
Right.
I have no comment.
Okay.
What I see is a lot of chaos and
Now, the guy walking away, okay, going into his car.
so if you were walking away from an argument,
No, if I'm being arrested,
Yeah, not with cops
I'm
present.
not. I'm not. Saying
I'm
the cops.
complying.
I'm saying leave the cops out of it.
this
I'm
isn't an
saying-
argument. This is now an arrest.
Okay.
in
I'm just
progress.
saying, if you were a citizen
Yeah.
and you're not thinking that that's just a cop, and you're just like, every day.
How do you know that he's not thinking he's not a cop? I hear you're trying to reason for this. I'm just trying to reason of what the hell is happening here.
I don't.
With
I don't,
what
I see-
videos being available at the moment. Because right now, there are locally owned businesses that have nothing to do with this being
Yeah,
burned.
being burned down.
Okay? For
And
no
and
reason.
For no reason. None at all. And there's nothing that. I mean, there's.
Well, why are people rioting is what I'm questioning. Do you know what I mean?
They're tired.
Tired
but
of what?
they
Why?
should- they are
My
not
question is,
rioting.
why didn't he just comply and say, "Okay, I'm going to jail
Why does
and I'll fix it
anybody
out"?
Flip a quarter and get a nickel.
That
Nobody-
doesn't make sense, Natasha.
You can't. I mean, you can't.
If I have a
if
warrant out
cops-
for my arrest, okay, and cops are there
Was there a
and they're
gun
going
found
to,
in that car?
and they're I don't know.
There's a reason people are rioting.
That has
There's a
nothing.
reason.
I know. I want to know if it's for the right reason.
There is
I want to
right
know if
reasons.
these cops, what I would have done,
Now, what
if
they're
someone that I'm
doing
trying to have in a
is-
warrant.
now, when they're rioting, is not for the right. They're not going after for what they deserve. They're going after for what other people have worked their lives off for, and they're destroying that. That I don't believe in.
Of course not. I mean,
That is horrible.
It's asinine.
That is not going to bring this guy back. That's not going to pay his medical bills. That's not going to get him justice. They are going after it the whole wrong way. They are not even looking at this man being, oh, well, guess what? he was in the wrong.
He's got a gun history too.
Exactly.
The guy.
So you're
Wow.
just like, you're
And he's a
bored.
registered sex offender.
You're not even.
Yeah,
There
he's,
you go.
it's on the list. I
But
mean,
that doesn't matter. That's between,
But at
that's
the end
between
of the day,
the courts
when
of
the
the
cops
law,
have
and
a
that's
gun
between
pulled
God.
on you stop.
But there are other people.
comply.
Okay, so what does this woman in the picture have on her? Do you know her background?
It don't matter what.
Do you know
she
her
didn't do
background?
nothing.
yeah,
Do you
but
know that person's
from what I
background?
understand,
She
Okay,
didn't
so
do
none of the cops
They're not
do
there
either.
for her.
That woman could be
Natasha,
there.
they're not there for her.
It doesn't matter.
And now,
doesn't
I also
matter.
heard, again, it's
It doesn't
hearsay.
matter.
It does matter. All this matters that we're bringing up.
It doesn't matter because all 5 of those people could all be murderous, and you just killed the wrong man.
Well, they weren't arresting the other people. The issue was with Jacob Blake for his outstanding warrants.
But you got people screaming. He's not even yelling. He didn't even say anything. He shut his mouth.
Then why
and
did he walk
walked-
away?
I would have walked away too if everybody's
If you're
screaming
being
at me.
arrested,
Would you have not?
if you're being arrested for having a
would you
warrant,
have walked away?
I don't think
But-
you can walk away.
Would
and reach
you
into
would have
your
walked
car.
away if
First of
everybody's
all,
screaming and
I
yelling
would
at you
never
in your
been
mind?
put in that situation.
okay,
Look,
bang.
you can't say that.
Nah,
You cannot
I can
say that.
I can
because
say
I've been
that
put in
because
a
I don't deal with
situation.
nobody drama.
Uh-huh.
I'm good with that.
I've been in a
I'm
position
good.
like that, and I didn't even mean to. I was in a parking lot.
Okay,
Well, no.
Wrong place, wrong time
Wrong-
situation.
Exactly.
right.
But they're
Exactly.
calling
So
the
you can't
cops
sit
on
there.
him, though. Someone called and reported his
But
name to
why
the
didn't
police.
anybody stop the chaos that was going in the front yard? Like there's
Well, you
usually
got to
2
talk to the
cops.
neighbors about that.
There's usually 2 cops stop say, "Ma'am."
There are 2
I'm
cops, and they're
here.
trying to arrest this
But
Jacob
they
Blake.
They didn't stop them from screaming and yelling. There's usually always 2 officers to stop whatever's going on and hold them back. And then there's 1 officer that does the.
You got to
know,
think though, in this time right now, that's got to be a touchy situation to even
Oh,
go
it
to
is.
go to this call. Do you want to be the cop to even go to this
Right.
call? I don't.
Right.
Not in this time
What a
right
tough
now.
gig right there.
Unless you
The
have a
part
heart.
that I disagree with the whole thing is he didn't have to throw 7 shots in there.
Well, yeah. Let's bring it to that part. So now we're
What-
here.
What kind of firearm
Okay.
was it?
So
Less than a 9
the
it
officer.
9mm, I'd assume.
Is that I'm not sure.
It's
what.
enough to put you down.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
automatic when you shoot once? Does it like continue?
There are no automatic weapons.
No.
Okay, there,
It has
those
a,
are
it has
illegal.
a clip
Right.
with a certain amount of bullets.
I
in
don't.
it.
I
Right.
don't know guns.
No,
So.
you can't hold the trigger and it's just.
I
loaded.
know this right here.
Yeah.
This. That's it.
So now Jacob Blake makes his way around the car there, goes to open the door.
Still.
The guy, the one guy's holding
It's on
the
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 street.
shirt tail.
the
But
shirt,
the
right?
car's his private property.
And they say when he opened that he immediately went for something underneath the seat. And
to
like they
me-
said, you have a split second to make a decision. You gonna let that man, pull out a gun on you?
How quick is
yeah,
he gonna turn
but
with
you don't
2
know, but
cops
you don't
behind him? I'm sorry. Unless
Why
you're
would you
shooting at
even
the
try to get
floor.
away?
You know what I find
Can't
interesting,
get away.
and this is
But-
he got arrested. This was a couple of years ago. This guy, one of his arrests, and he resisted arrest then also, but they had the canine on him. They brought the canine, and they had the canine actually took the guy down, and they brought him into jail. But yeah, no canine on site. They used the taser, according to the neighbor. The taser didn't work. Do you think on
Yeah,
the
it's on
toxicology or in the blood test that drugs are going to come?
Yes, absolutely.
Perhaps.
Well, I
But-
mean-
And
but
that's
that's
where
like
you need
sitting
to
here
be
saying
trained.
you know that when we don't know.
We don't
anything
know.
else.
We don't know.
But guess what? If your blood sugar is 46, do you seem intoxicated? Do you seem like you're on drugs?
I would go to the
Do you
hospital.
Okay, but how? Okay, so say you're in an accident.
I wouldn't be
and you
causing
get-
a disturbance in a neighborhood.
Hold on. I did cause a disturbance. So say you're in an accident, your blood sugar is 46. It drops, and the officer thinks you're being incompliant.
Okay, I get it. So what do? Do you let him go to the car? What if he pulls out a gun?
But your brain is the first thing to go. So if you're mental, on drugs, these
So what do?
officers-
You not arrest? You just let them do whatever they want?
I'm just saying
So
these
we're more so
officers,
saying they're profiling.
No, I'm saying these officers need to be better trained for everything. Everything.
I agree. I think training's important.
I think, honestly,
I think, especially here, our cops are very well trained.
no, they're not.
Oh no?
No.
Well, I mean, okay. Well,
what?
what would you do? Okay, you're an officer. Say you're an officer in this situation.
I would
All right,
ask
and it's
for a
Monday morning,
paramedic.
and it's Monday morning
I
quarterback.
would ask for a paramedic.
While he's walking away.
No,
So
I'll
how do you
ask
hold
for
them?
paramedic be first arrival. As first seen has always been in the United States, I would always ask for first response team. Number one.
Don't you have to control the situation before the paramedics can come in?
First response team, sir. You know that question. Who is the first response team besides the officer?
Typically a firefighter,
Firefighter is a little bit more trained in what categories?
paramedic,
Right.
stuff like that. EMS.
Fire rescue,
And what do they look for?
So if the
Bracelets.
cops are called, though, I don't get what you're saying, Natasha. If the cops are called,
Right,
do
so
the cops
why-
go, okay, hold on, let's send the fire department over first?
Why
Especially
can't,
for
why
the
can't-
situation,
Why
though.
can't?
But
Okay.
you know,
and
here's the
guess
whole
what?
coulda,
We're about
woulda,
to not
shoulda.
have any
This
cops
is the situation.
anyways.
Well, I think that's an
We're-
awful
we're-
decision.
We're about to not have any cops anyways. We're about to go into
So we're going to be
something-
outlaws again?
Oh, no, no.
Wild, Wild
Believe you
West?
me, I think
No.
you've been reading the wrong news because defund the police is not going to happen. You'll see, especially November 3rd, how
But if
people
they keep
don't want to
getting
defund the
sued-
police.
If they keep getting sued,
No, no, no. Listen, right now it's just these liberal-ran cities that suck when it comes to dealing with cop
right? So
situation.
Laverne got shut down and now has to go to Murfreesboro because of
Laverne, who?
Laverne, Tennessee.
What about Laverne?
So they got shut down about 10 years ago, so where they couldn't even hold a municipal court. Everything had to go to Murfreesboro.
Okay. What about them? Why?
They were getting sued a lot?
Yes, by PCC. PCC probation and a couple.
Well, good. If there's bad cops,
Get 'em
bad
out.
cop systems, you get them out.
But guess who
You
goes
thi-
and helps them? Smyrna, and that's 15 minutes away.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. I mean, if you got a bad, corrupt system, get rid of it. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I just don't think our systems are corrupt.
So y'all don't think that maybe medically training instead of just?
I think that's a good place to. I don't see why
It's not a
they
bad thing
shouldn't
to
do
look
that.
at.
I think medical training would be a really like.
I think they are medically trained.
No, they're not.
What are you talking about? I was a soldier, and when I was a soldier, we went through training where we got medical training.
Soldiers and officers are having.
No.
No.
Very good difference.
I have,
As a
I have my
retired
dads
firefighter-
that fought fucking Vietnam.
Hey,
and
take it easy with the mouth. Take it with the mouth. All right.
I have my
Hey,
dad
good,
that fought Vietnam.
good for
my
pops.
cousin.
My pops too. I hear you.
So I get that.
I'm just
but-
saying. I know officers that get medical training.
Exactly. So you come from military, then you go straight into being an officer.
Natasha, no. You know, what you're saying is
I've
officers
seen
need
that.
more medical training.
They need more specific.
What the hell was these cops going to do, medical training wise,
First off,
when
you
a
get-
guy that
first
they're
off,
trying to
I
arrest
can
is
name
walking
7
away?
I can name 7 laws they broke right there.
I don't think you can.
Actually,
I don't think you're a lawyer. What laws were they broken? That's Lawyer Wayne's plaque. What laws did they break?
Honestly, they didn't control the situation.
What law is that?
That looked uncontrollable.
That's not a law.
That is very controllable.
If it was just me walking up on that, I would have just kept on.
How do
Oh, so you would've
how
shot
do
the
get
guy?
trained
No, I would
for
have
that?
just.
You
kept
had
on.
a gun, so you'd have shot the guy
I'd have
7
been like
times.
him. I would have got away from the drama.
You were
called
like,
the
you
cops
know
and
what?
we got
This
something
guy's
going
reaching
on.
in his car. He's not getting a cigarette.
I'm gonna
he's
pull a
not-
Karen.
He's not
We got a
getting
problem over here.
anything over here.
Jeremy, what were you about to say?
You're the military guy.
Right.
How do you train for that?
All right. How do I train for this? All right.
How do you train for that situation? Get off all the other stuff.
All right. All right.
How do you train for that situation right there?
I'm
How do
in
you know if
I'm
I'm a
in Kandahar,
diabetic?
I'm in Kandahar, Afghanistan. All right, let's take it to a situation where we had, and we
It
had a
fell off in an
detainee.
accident.
All right, detainee,
I had a watch on it. Fell off in an accident.
detainee being not cooperative.
I had
All right.
one. He didn't even
So
have a license.
hold on, Natasha. What do you
He's
guys
asking
are
me.
having a cross conversation. We're talking here.
He's asking me.
No,
how-
you know how broadcasting works, right? Right. You got 5 different microphones. There's one speaker. Right. Unbelievable. I can't wait for the Waffle House stories, though.
Military.
What about it? It was an honor to serve this country. Absolutely. I loved it.
Too.
Yeah, good for you. What's the chip on the shoulder?
What is my chip?
Yeah, there's a chip on the shoulder. What is
There
it?
is no chip. I just see a
Yeah,
lot
get close to
of,
that mic, though. Broadcast.
I just see a lot of people not seeing the whole entire picture.
That's what we're trying to look at here.
Yeah, but you
I don't think
can't.
you're trying to see the whole
No,
picture.
I am.
You're trying to be so focused.
But I've also been in that guy's place where I
understood.
didn't. I honestly.
All right, now we'll switch it to you. What situation were you in?
So, Officer Schuler, I was leaving my work one night. I was getting on the interstate. He was sitting across to my left. I go down the back roads. I get on the interstate.
When was this?
2000, February 13th of 7 years ago.
Okay.
Officer Schuler. He passed away, apparently. I did not know this for a couple of weeks ago. So I go around the corner going towards Chattanooga and Smyrna. Lights hit. I pull over.
Uh-huh.
I put my hands on the wheel, and he was like, step out of the car. Okay. I was like, can I turn my car off? My Jeep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The curve was like this. And he's like, I have a feeling that you've been drinking tonight. I was like, no. I was like, I can do breathalyzer or whatever you would like. Me.
Right.
Well, he asked me to walk around this curve, and if anybody knows coming from downtown into the Chattanooga,
Okay,
split,
drag it.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I was like, are you sure it's safe? Because those cars are flying around that curve. Next thing I know, and it's on video, if you want me to show you the video,
Oh, I'm listening to you.
he throws me in handcuffs. He takes my head, and the back cop door's open. I did not throw any flags. I didn't raise my voice. I wasn't being, I was being aggressive.
Okay.
He took the back of my head, and the only thing the police chief could say to me is that he lost it.
Uh-huh.
He took my head and started banging it on top of the police car, and then threw me in, hands behind my back. He ripped my ear off. It had to be sewed back on. He ripped my eye. I had to have 3 eye surgeries.
Okay. I hear you. It sounds like you were in a very bad situation. You were put in a bad situation.
But I got made out to be on Channel 4. They dug into his past. They were like, well, she shouldn't have been out at 2:30 at
No.
night. She
Listen,
shouldn't have been
whatever
wearing
that is.
this.
Okay, here's what let's bring it back to here. Yes, okay, I do believe that you were put in a very crappy, bad situation.
But
okay?
if I'd have been anything else.
So what does that have to do with this that we're talking
Because
about?
I
What does it have
see-
to do with Jacob Blake?
I can see the whole entire situation. There's people yelling. There's people screaming. There's so much
Who was screaming and
chaos.
yelling in your situation?
Just him.
It was just you and him.
No,
That's what
it
I'm
was just
saying.
him.
What does your
And the
situation, and I'm not trying to lessen your
honestly,
situation, I'm
the
just
more
trying to
that the
say,
traffic went
what
by-
does this have to do with
Honestly,
you?
The more that the traffic went by, the more he got aggravated. But then there was
All
a
right,
second time.
again, you're taking it way too personal,
But there's
and
a
that's
second
why
time
you.
that happened 4 weeks
But this
ago.
is why I don't think you can look at it the way that we're trying to look at it at
so
all
4
angles.
weeks ago, when it happened,
You're
again-
anti-cop, obviously.
No, I'm not. I have
So
a
far,
cop-
you
I
talked
have an
about
uncle.
defunding the police.
I have
So
a
far, you
uncle.
talked about a terrible story that happened
I
to
have
you.
an uncle that's a cop.
Okay, good, because
And
majority
I have
of
a
cops
best
are
friend
good.
that's DEA. They are. They're great.
You're damn
men.
right.
They're men and women.
Right,
They're human.
All right.
They're absolutely human.
Well,
Are they
I'll
not?
tell you what. Of course.
Are they not?
That's why I'm trying to analyze this because right now people are saying, "Oh, these cops are all racist," and let's burn the city down until they get rid of the
That
police.
is wrong. That is so wrong. And y'all need to go home and find work and whatever you got to do. But burning the city down is not going to find no daggum justice.
It's not.
That is
Personally,
crazy.
don't think this situation's a racist situation.
I don't think so either.
not racist.
I think it's a panic situation.
I think it was panic. That's what I was saying. I think it was a chaotic situation. There's people in front of him screaming. There's people to the side screaming. And unless you have been in that kind of situation in combat, in whatever, baby mama.
Yes, I'm glad you agree with us.
Then,
But when you have a warrant, you typically know you have a warrant.
okay, but
Yeah,
did you
it's-
know-
And I'm feeling like when he saw the
did you
situation
know
come
you
up,
had the point?
Where are you going?
surely.
Oh, well, what was the situation? Remember, Bay? We covered the story. It was in Atlanta, outside of the Wendy's,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where the guy fell asleep in the
Right.
drive-through lane,
Mm-hmm.
and he had the warrants,
Yeah.
and he did the DUI test, and then he failed the DUI test, and then when they went to go handcuff him, he ran.
Yeah.
Right?
He could grab the tasers.
Right. He grabbed the tasers,
Mm.
and then he shot the tasers at the cop.
Yeah, and then that's when it.
And then he returned fire
Yep.
and killed. And then they tore up that part of Atlanta.
They tore that Wendy's.
That Wendy's.
Yeah, just the Wendy's alone.
I don't think that was racist either.
That was just,
I don't think any of
all that right there in that heat of the moment. That was just.
I don't think it's about racism.
That was I
anymore.
think.
Well, but that's what this whole movement, this organization known as Black Lives Matter. I'm not talking about, there's a politician in Baltimore running for Congress in Baltimore, and she has the best slogan, and she's killing it over there in this race. Her slogan is "All Black Lives Matter." which is unbelievable because what are some of these businesses that are getting burned down? Black-owned businesses.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
like downtown.
Take it easy. Take it easy. All right.
But that situation right there, though, they could have tackled him before he got to the door, though.
They so
You
could
know
have
what I'm
done
saying?
so. I just don't understand. If I was put in that situation,
But 7 shots.
why wouldn't the
Seven
cop? I
shots
know.
enough.
That's the
know.
part.
And that
That's
is-
the part.
That's panic.
That point blank range right
That's a
there.
little
man.
obsessive.
And there was a lot of people standing around the vehicle, and a stray bullet could have ricocheted.
Of
you
course,
know.
there was panic.
There were kids in that video.
But the thing is, what was before all that?
Right.
I
You know.
honestly don't
Right.
think it's
Why would you
race.
put your kids in that situation?
Right. What was going on?
Why would you put anybody in that situation? Period.
It's
You
true.
got a warrant. Why the hell are you outside of the house?
Go turn yourself in.
Really?
Get rid of it.
I mean, seriously.
So out of this room,
I think
Yeah.
he brought a little bit of it on himself, for
out
sure.
of this room, has anybody in this room ever been in trouble a day in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, what have you been in trouble for, sir?
Situations similar to yours, but just comply and do what you're supposed
Comply
to do.
what
And
you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
ended badly sometimes, right?
no,
No.
And sometimes it ends
No, because
good.
if it ends badly and you comply, you get lawyer Wayne. Okay,
Well,
and I'm telling you,
I sued and I won $35,000.
there you go. Right.
Because,
I
what,
did it.
what
I
happened
did it
with
the
you
white
was
people's way.
like,
you were done. You were done
No
wrong.
offense.
like I said, I get pulled over. I'm not getting out the car.
Why should you
You're
have to?
absolutely
Like,
right.
why?
What
See,
you need
I
me
got
out the
pulled
car
over-
for in the first place?
I got pulled over the other day with a black man, and the first thing this motherfucker
That ain't got nothing to do
person
with it.
does
Uh-huh.
is get out the car. I was like, "You going to jail?"
Don't get out of the car.
He did too.
Hey, if you do get pulled over, all right, word to wise,
did.
especially at night, put the lights on, put your dome light on.
He
Yep.
did all that.
You know,
He
put your
still
keys
went
on
to
top.
jail.
Yep.
Put your keys
He
on
gave
top,
me the-
and
he
put
gave
those
me the
hands on the wheels
Yep.
with the light on.
Yep.
Hey, officer, how you doing?
And kind of
Right.
like your situation that night, you were out driving. If I was in that
But I was
area,
leaving work.
I would have
I
kept
was
him
leaving
following me to a parking lot. When I got
Oh,
to the parking lot,
those blue
but
lights
look,
hit?
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get somewhere well lit.
Yep.
Off
Nope.
this.
Yep.
Like,
Absolutely.
I saw him.
is there
across the
something wrong
street.
with you doing that? I would think the cop would say no.
Yeah.
Actually,
Good
there
good job.
is.
And
They
then,
could-
hey-
they could say 3 different things are wrong with
You're
that.
evading arrest at that
Exactly.
point.
You know,
Exactly.
and also requesting another officer.
I did that,
Yeah.
but see, he was on the scene and he did it
I would
twice
think they would have to have a
before.
female officer with your situation.
Yeah.
I asked.
Well,
but
what you
he
said
did
was
it twice
2013, right? And I
Also
believe
Schuler.
policy has
Yeah,
been
I don't
updated. I
believe
hope
that you
anyway.
can- I don't think a male cop can detain a female
And after
anymore.
it was so
Vice versa.
quick. Let me say this: it was so the whole videotape was 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It happened that
Yeah.
quick.
But for you, it seemed like it was forever, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
my
bet.
hands are behind my back. I'm looking up in the back of his patrol car after he did it, and the red light is blinking, and my blood is going down my face. And I was like, "Take me to the emergency room."
Yeah.
Well, Natasha, I do. You do have my sympathy that
I
you've
don't
went
want
through.
anybody's
No. But let me follow it up
I
with
don't.
this, and I'm glad that you're tough. Okay, and you're here today, and you're able to even say something and talk about it.
Yeah, but
There's
it's
some
not
people that
about
have been put in
race.
those situations.
It's not
I
about
know.
race.
That's. I don't think this is about race
It's
either.
not
This
about
one.
race.
I think it's about a
Because
panic.
He did it twice before, and they let him back on. He was almost on his pension. He was there 23 years, and he did it to me.
Oh, you're talking about your situation, right? I'm talking about
I'm
this
just saying,
situation,
it's
right?
not about race.
Right.
It's really not.
Well,
It's really not.
you don't look black or Hispanic to me.
No.
You look Caucasian, you know, and
I'm not though. But
no, it's all good. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
I don't
you know,
care what I
right?
look like, but
I think you look very
honestly-
good. I think you look very good.
Thank you.
Very
See,
good.
there you go. Right answer.
Your ear looks very nice. I'm glad they
So-
sewed it back on.
So back to the
Yes.
the thing though.
Jacob Blake.
How do you train for that?
Yeah. How do you train for it?
Split second decision. How do you train?
You got a gun on your hip, and you got.
I
you
want
know,
to, and we'll know more. Just like what we did with George Floyd, when more footage and everything, because everyone's got body cameras, right?
Well, you know,
Right.
from what you've said, that they did go for the taser first, not straight to the gun.
Like, that's according to the
see,
neighbor,
my taser
the
died
witness.
on me the other day.
Yeah. That, according to the neighbor, that was
I've
their
never been
witness.
tased or pepper sprayed. Don't know how. About
So
all that.
allegedly.
It's
You
good.
don't want to.
It's good.
There was enough said, regardless of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
He should have stopped,
He should have stopped.
I hear you.
and he would not have 7
He
bullets
should
in
have
him.
stopped.
Right.
There were so many people yelling at him,
Yeah, but that's
hyping him
beside
up,
the point.
and like
You can't
getting
keep
him
defending
all
the man. At the end of the
fired
day, he should have stopped, and his kids wouldn't have seen that happen,
Now,
or
first off, you
anybody.
shouldn't be acting like that in front of your damn daggum kids.
And
There you go.
here's the thing too. We're all doing the what is it, the Tuesday morning quarterbacking. You know what I mean? But damn, what a situation. We'll get into it more when more information gets released, and
It's
and
sad.
we'll
It's
continue
really
this
sad.
conversation. Like Bay said earlier when we first started this, I want to see the full video.
Yeah,
There was
I want to
actually-
see the full footage.
I want to see the body cam footage.
Got to now.
All right.
I don't want to see no clips.
And
no
don't
nothing.
hold back this body cam footage, and just to allow riots to happen.
No to
Okay.
riots. No
Oh.
to riots. If you mess with our businesses, I'm telling you, it's not going to be good.
All right, let's move forward to our local news
Mellow
next.
it down
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, because locally, I mean, check this out. I want to know if thefts have skyrocketed in our stores since the mandates of face masks.
I believe it.
Okay,
I believe it.
unbelievable
Well,
stories.
they stealing in there, just
And also in the area, what if a man in Walmart grabs your arm and your child's arm? What do you do? Plus,
ask me.
also, I gotta know about this thing. If you could be thrown in jail for something called revenge porn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on, don't answer yet. Those are all teasers. They sound like they've been there. They sound like they speak with experience.
Not me.
But all that's coming up next on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.